Yeah. Okay, so that's recording. Um, you're still
All right,
able to
thank
see
you.
my screen, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so basically when you get into this like main here, you'll go to file and do
Mm-hmm.
new project. When you
Yeah.
do new project, under documents, there should be a KiCAD folder. If you go to 8.0 and then projects, that's like where you usually store your own projects. So you can just call it whatever you
Okay.
want. So you can just call it LED circuit. Um, you can save that. I already have it made as first project, so I'm just gonna be here. Um,
Okay.
and then after that, I believe you should get a PCB and a schematic file. So two files basically underneath CAM. Is that right? I don't know
Yeah,
if you have
yeah. I see those.
CAM. You might not have CAM folder, but you'll definitely have these
Yeah,
two
I see the.
files.
Yeah, I just see those two, the schematic and the
Yeah.
PCB thing.
So what you want to open first is basically the schematic. Once you open the schematic, you'll see a like a blank page basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Once you're there. Yeah. Oh, PJ, did you get yours working too?
I think it's still downloaded.
Okay. So
Yeah, I
you
think
can just
almost
follow.
done.
Yeah, you can just follow
Yeah,
and then we can
just watching.
yeah. So once you get to like this area, this is kind of where you start like putting in components and stuff, right? And
Yeah,
basically
Okay.
drawing out your electrical circuit. So to add components, you go here, add symbol. It'll load up like the built-in libraries that it has.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole other process if you want to bring in like different parts that aren't included in the libraries. If you guys have questions on that, I can go through it. I just looked it up online and it's not a terrible
yeah.
process.
It's probably not too
Um,
bad.
yeah. So basically, right now, what you want is a battery. So, um,
It's like a 5 volt battery.
yeah. So if you just look up like battery, usually you can find stuff. So yeah, there's battery cell, multiple cell battery. So you can see like it has the symbol that will put in the schematic. And then down here, if you pick like something specific, it might have a footprint. But if it's something general, it'll just say no footprint specified. And this will be important down the line. So you want to just pick a battery right now, like a multiple cell battery. Double click on that, and then you can just kind of place it. If you want to move stuff, you can press M. M is the hotkey to move stuff around. And I believe R is to rotate stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
So
that makes sense.
Okay.
yeah,
And
once you get
and for
that in,
move over for her too.
did you say something, PJ?
Yeah, just to like M for move or for rotate.
Okay. Um, yeah, and
Can
so
you hear me?
basically now,
Wait, Aragia, back to the
yeah.
muffle, but back to the footprint thing. The thing you were saying. What is that?
So
Like when you selected a battery with the
this one,
footprints.
yeah. So basically, this has no footprint specified. So footprints like kind of what you'll see on the actual like PCB itself. So when we lay out the actual PCB,
Oh.
that's what the footprint is used for. So like this is like that this is like the representation of the chip in like a schematic, but this is how it's
Mm-hmm.
like physically like laid out on the PCB, right? Um
Oh. Okay.
so this like battery here right now, it just has a representation, but it doesn't have a footprint. We'll assign this footprint later on, but for now it's just
Okay.
going to be just a battery like for the schematic.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Thanks.
after you add your battery, you'll do a resistor. So if you see, it should just come up as R resistor. You'll
Mm-hmm.
just add one of these, rotate it, place it down, and then you'll do the same thing for an LED. So all of these are general components. None of them should have footprints specified.
Okay. So things like chips and stuff would have footprints to it.
Yeah, usually chips and stuff will have footprints, and like if you get something online, you want to look for something that has both a schematic symbol and a footprint symbol. Um, but you can make both of those from scratch if you really want. It's just a pain, and you don't want to do that.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So once you do that, you can press W, and that'll let you do wires. Or if you just like escape, it'll take you back to your mouse, and you can just click on these circles, and that should allow you to place wires down. And
Okay.
basically, you want to just connect up all of these into like a very simple circuit. Once you get there, then we'll change up the properties of these. Just let me know.
Okay. I think I'm good.
Yeah. Okay, so once you got that, you can go into this. I believe if you press properties, there's a thing for value here. So value is going to be
Wait,
like
hold on.
basically,
Where'd you go?
oh, so sorry, you right click on your option and you go to
Oh, right.
properties,
Okay.
or
Mm,
you can click on
gotcha.
it and press E. That'll also bring up the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And so now there's a values section in the fields.
Hmm.
Right now it's just labeled battery, but you can change this to like 9 volts. Um, just for your reference when you want to like, this is what will like, I believe this shows up on the PCB. Don't quote me on that though, because we can add stuff
Okay.
as well. So
Okay. So it'll actually be like printed on the PCB. Like it'll say
yeah,
9 volts like that.
I think so.
Okay.
It might not. If not, then you can put it down on your own. Let me see. Yeah, I think it does show up. It does show up. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, if
Okay.
I like do, let's see, 3D viewer. Or no, it doesn't show up. Sorry. It doesn't show up on the actual PCB. But
Yeah, okay.
it'll show you on like the schematic, and then you can always add like here I've added my name, but we can do that later on. So that's not an issue.
Okay.
There we go. So yeah, change this to 9 volts. Your resistor you can
Mm,
change. So same thing, you press on it, press E. You'll come back to this properties. You can change this to like 450. Um, so you have a 450 ohm resistor there, and then the LED you don't really
mm,
have to touch.
okay.
So once you've got that, I'm going to delete these here because I already have one up top. Uh, are you good with all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got it. I'll label it.
Okay. So I think what's next is you go to Tools up in the top left.
Hmm.
You'll go to Assign Footprints. So if you guys remember previously, they didn't have footprints. So
Mm,
Yeah, yeah.
now basically we're assigning the different footprints to each of these different components that we have.
yeah.
Okay. So what we're doing here is we're basically looking for uh for the for the batteries, we're just going to do header pins. Uh
Alright.
LEDs, you'll just do some random LED and then a resistor, just another resistor footprint. So you guys can look up. So what you want to do is you have these two or three things here up top in footprint filters. What you want to do is
Hmm.
do it by filter by pin count and then filter by library. And so when you do
Okay.
that, you'll be able to look up like, okay, I want pin headers, I believe. Hold on. So if you go down here, I believe there should be pin headers here. or maybe connectors. It might be in connectors, sorry. Yeah, so it'll be connector pin headers, and then you want the 2.54 millimeter ones, because those are usually standard. Um, and then the numbers here tell you how many pins they have. So if you like select one on the right, and then you want to see what it looks like, you can press this, and this will show you. This is like a horizontal pin. So it'll like come out of the PCB and then move to the right, basically. So this is the amount of space it'll take. We want vertical ones. So if you go, you can see these have horizontal and vertical, and we want two of them.
Mm.
So basically a 1x2 or a 2x1 vertical one. So you're going to suppose I click on 1x2 vertical. I view it. This is what it looks like. And this is kind of what we want. So you can pick this one. I think I ended up picking, I forget which ones. I think I picked a 2x1. I don't know why, but similar concept. Um,
And those pins, both of those like come towards you, right? Like out of the PCB.
yeah, so if I show you like what it'll look like in the final thing, um, this is what they look like right here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So once you guys find that one, then if you go to the diode, um, so yeah, once you figure out which one you want, just double click on it. It'll assign it to that specific battery. Then you can move on to the second
Mm.
one. So we're looking for diodes, so LEDs specifically. So if you go to LED, and then THT stands for through hole technology. So we want through hole stuff. Because I'll go through the board and then we can solder it manually. Um, so if we LED, and then you have LED SMD, which is surface mount. I don't know what the D stands for, but LED
Okay.
surface mount, and then you have LED through hole. So you want through hole. And then I just picked the 5 millimeter one. You can pick 4 millimeter.
Is that like the diameter of the hole, like the
I
5 millimeters?
it's probably the distance between the pins. Let's see.
Oh, that. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because if this is at 0, 0, and then, or maybe you're right. It might be the distance, the diameter of the whole thing. Let's see,
Okay.
1.5 to 4.5. Yeah, it's somewhere in the middle there. I'm not exactly sure what the the five means.
Okay.
Usually, like
But
with some of them, like at least like the connectors, I believe it's like how far apart they are. Um, so like if this is at 0 and then this is like a little off, but 2.54 basically. Um,
mhm.
if I did this one, suppose this is a 2 millimeter one, so this is at 0, and then this is at 2 exact. Yeah, so the connector ones, the 2 millimeter means like how far apart the pins are. So we wanted 2.54. So usually it means how far the pins are apart. I don't know what's different with LEDs exactly.
Okay. Okay. Is it cause like it's a through? What is it? What does it stand for? Through hole.
Technology, I think.
Yeah.
But
That.
I might be wrong.
Maybe that's why it's like the diameter. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not fully sure.
Okay.
But it's usually
But
like
uh,
somewhere, yeah. So once you pick
what were you
something,
saying?
yeah, it's usually like something with the pins though, or some dimension
Mm-hmm.
specific. Um, okay, so you got your LED.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we're doing resistor. So resistor through hole, same thing. And then you can pick, like resistors are
Like
pretty
resistors.
flexible usually. So you want to do a horizontal one because a vertical one would be like weird. I mean, you can do it, but it would just look super weird. So you want to do a horizontal one,
Mhm.
and I picked specifically like 6.3, 2.5, 15.24. Usually the resistor pins are pretty long, so um, you can just kind of space them out as you want. 3.6 or 6.3, it won't make a huge difference. And then you have a length, a diameter, and then I'm not sure about the P. P might be like pin pin length maybe. Uh, Pin diameter maybe. No, that's definitely not pin diameter, but it's something along those
Was it the
lines.
same P that's in the in header P, like in the battery footprint?
It might be, yeah. So, hold on, wait, maybe. Yeah, then there's probably how far. Let's view it.
Like how far the holes are?
Yeah. Wait, one about I don't want to go on. Let's see. Because this one is 0, and then this is between 7.5 and yeah, I think that's right. It's how far the pins are.
Mm, okay.
Then I don't know what the L is. Then maybe I'm wrong with the L. Because this is going from 1.5 to 1.5, so the diameter is 3. But maybe I'm like completely wrong. But yeah, I guess the P is like how far the pins are.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can just assign one of those. Once you have that, let me know. Oh, and then once
Oh,
you have all three of those, you want to press
mhm.
apply, save schematic, and continue.
Okay. Let me press that real quick.
And then you can press OK after
Okay. Okay, I think I'm good.
that. So once you get there, you should see this green button up here which says switch to PCB editor. Just
Mm-hmm.
press that, and then you should come to another page that looks like this.
Yes.
Um, and basically, this is so in this schematic, we were just laying out the electrical stuff. Um,
Uh-huh.
oh wait, I actually forgot one more thing. Go back to the schematic. There's another button that's on top that says switch to schematic editor. You want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's like one more important thing that you want to always do before you move on to PCB design. It's an electrical rules check. Okay, so
Okay.
this will basically look at your schematic and make sure like everything kind of makes sense electrically. So you can do this, and then you just want to press run ERC, and
Mm-hmm.
basically you want to see no errors and no warnings. Um,
Gotcha. Okay.
if you do this, then you're good to go to do PCB layout. Okay,
All right.
so that's pretty important. So you want to go back to PCB editor. Now you're in here, right?
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
empty though.
Yeah, it should be empty. This is
Oh,
why
oh, okay.
I set it up. Yeah. So basically now you want to bring in your components that you set, like the footprints that you set in like your schematic. Now you want to bring them into this area. So what you want to do is
Oh,
press
okay.
this button, which is update PCB from schematic. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Once you do that, uh, you should just press update PCB, close it, and then there should be a bunch of parts that show up. All of your footprints should show up.
Oh, yeah, they're all like bunched up together.
Yeah, so you would just want to place them down somewhere, and we're going to lay them
Okay.
out.
Oh man, this is not organized at all.
Yeah. It won't be because like when you do like big PCBs, they'll just like put them all together and then just give you them, and it's
Mm-hmm.
your job to kind of organize how you want on the PCB itself.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So next thing you want to do is on the right side, you'll see all of your different layers. So you have a front copper layer, a back copper layer, and then you have an edge cuts, which is like the perimeter of the board, so this like the size of the board, and then you can also add like different holes into the board for like mounting holes. Um,
Okay.
so those are like the three main things that you want to worry about. There's also a silk screen, a front silk screen, and a silk screen where you can basically write like words and like information kind of stuff. So like if you want to write your name, that's kind of what would happen on your like silk screen, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now you want to go onto the edge cuts layer. So just click on edge cuts. Okay. And what you want to do is um I mean, you can either do this last or first. So if you want to just organize your components, you can just start clicking on them, pressing M, and then clicking on your components, pressing M, and then moving them around um,
Okay.
to start organizing them. Um, so you can kind of organize it like I have here.
Gotcha. Let me do that real quick.
Yeah, that might be easier first, and then we can do the edges and stuff. PJ, how's your stuff coming along?
Right now, I'm just watching because I'm eating. I'm like
Okay,
been
okay, okay.
starving all day. I get most of it.
Okay, cool, cool.
Like it's all similar to Eagle so far, kind
Yeah,
of.
it's pretty similar, and I feel like hopefully Altium's also like pretty similar.
Yeah, pretty similar. Hopefully,
Okay. I put it the way you did, but do I have to put like separate lines for each of these? Like you have it like the red lines, like the
Yeah,
wires.
so okay, to do that, you'll just go onto the front copper layer. So you just want to press on front copper layer, and
All
what you
right.
can do is you can press this thing here, route tracks, um,
Mm-hmm.
or you can press X, which will do the same thing, and then it will show you like ghost lines between them. Um, they're like just
Oh,
dashed
okay.
lines. Yeah, so like suppose I delete, hold on. If I delete this, it'll show me like this
Mhm.
like line right here. So that's
Oh,
basically
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
program telling you that these two like paths need to be connected together via a trace. Okay. So
Okay.
when you lay out your like components, basically you want to minimize these like overlapping each other because if I wanted to do something between like this one and I don't know, like two and then one and one also, like and if they happen to overlap, I would either have to put it on the back copper plate so that I can kind of avoid them. But since we're only working on the front copper plate right now, you want to just
Mhm.
avoid any of those like kind of interfering with each other. And that becomes more of a problem when you're working at like with more components basically. Okay.
Okay.
So
So you're saying like a good rule of thumb is that if you run out of room here, if I'm saying like for larger projects and wires
mhm,
are overlapping, you can just go onto the back hopper and then
yeah.
you can just connect them in the back hopper.
Yeah, so you can either go onto the back copper layer or you can put like since this resistor takes up a big chunk of space, but like there's no wires going through this. You can also run tracks underneath like components just to make sure they don't interfere kind of thing. So
Oh,
yeah, it'll depend on like a case by case situation, but usually the easiest thing is going onto the back copper layer. But you want to
mhm.
organize it in such a way that you minimize how many of those lines intersect regardless.
Okay. Okay. And if you put it in the back copper layer, would it be like, is it just like a separate layer of copper underneath the first one? Is that just how it
Yeah,
works?
so suppose, okay, so I have two on the front and I'm gonna put something on the back here. So I'll put this trace right here, okay? And now I'm gonna show you what it looks like. So if I go to 3D viewer, you can see the traces, right? There's one here
Yeah.
and one here. And if I flip to the back, the back one is
Oh,
back here. Yeah.
okay. And it
So
doesn't matter. Like, so for example, if I want to connect like the resistor diode and battery, I could just do it in the back and it'll work the same as if I did it in the front.
mm, yeah,
Oh, okay. That's
basically.
cool. Okay.
So, but having it all like on the front will just make it easier for like, visually. because sometimes
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because just tracing everything can be a pain. So you want to keep it on one layer most of the time, but putting it on both layers is also like a valid move. Um, you just want to make it as easy as possible. Like you just want to make your design as simple as possible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
So let me.
Okay, I think I have all the traces set up
Okay.
in the front car.
Cool. So you have all the red traces set up, right?
Yeah, yeah. I got
Okay.
3 red traces.
Yep. Perfect. So now all you want to do is go to the edge cuts. So you want to come to the edge cuts layer, and basically
Mm-hmm.
what we're going to do is draw a square. So there's a rectangle, or sorry, a rectangle. So there's a rectangle option on the right side here. Um, and basically you can just draw a rectangle around your parts like I have. Um, and
Okay.
so you want to minimize this because this is like what determines how much you end up paying at like JLC PCB or something like that. So the closer you can
Mm-hmm.
put your components, the better, and like the smaller your board will be. So like if I go to like JLC PCB's like website, right? There's like different types of ways that you can pay. So there's a 1 to 4 layers here, and this is usually the cheapest, I believe. Um,
Okay.
and so oh, and then there's also a dimension. So like you'll pick like, okay, I need 2 layers with a dimension and 5 quantity, and then you'll add like a Gerber file. So if I go, um, I have Gerber files already made for this first project. So let me see if I can upload them. I think it was this. Yeah, so
Is that a file that just automatically pops up whenever you save
no, you have
the?
to generate those. I can show you. I forget exactly how, but this is how it's going to look like, right? Um,
Okay.
when I put those files into this website, and then you want to pick
Mm-hmm.
FR4, 2 layers. It automatically did the dimensions, PCB quantity. But if this was a larger like PCB, it would end up being more expensive based on like how much bigger it is. Um,
Gotcha.
and so you have, yeah, single PCB, thickness, green. You can change these different items. There's a lot of things. You don't have to worry about a lot of those, I believe. And then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you have like build time, and your shipping will basically be the biggest like
God damn.
biggest yeah, so like it gets expensive pretty quickly if you use like something like for 2 to 5 days. And then if you do something between a week or two, then it's relatively cheap. Um and then if you do like something like this, yeah. So basically you want to keep all of these things in the back of your mind when you're kind of designing so that you can minimize your costs. So like right now it's like coming out to like $2 for me. Um
Mm-hmm.
and then if I change the shipping to like this, it's like $3. So that's pretty nice. So you basically want to keep those like when you're thinking about it. Okay, so once you have this
Okay.
rectangle made around your components like I
Mm-hmm.
have, right?
Yeah.
You can also add mounting holes. So basically for that you'll just use uh the whole thing right underneath the rectangle option for a circle one.
Yeah.
And you can basically place that anywhere and then change the radius. So I think I just went with 0.5 millimeter holes. Um, but
Okay.
depending on like what your project is, how you're mounting it, you can change how much you want there.
Okay.
Yeah. So once you have those, you just put those in like the 4 different corners, and then I'll just show you the last thing, which is just adding some like your name onto this. So for that, you can just go to front
Okay.
silk screen. Are you
Mm-hmm.
good with the edge cuts?
Yeah, I'm good with the edge cuts, but I don't know, the last mounting circle was being kind of weird for me.
Oh,
It's like automatically attaching to like the like
yeah.
all the way to the corner.
What you can
I
do,
don't
it
know.
might be because of the grid. So you can see the grid, it auto like locks onto like the different points, right? You
Yeah.
can make this
Yeah.
a higher like basically a higher definition if you just change it to like 1 millimeter, or sorry, I don't, less than 0.5, sorry. So if I go to like 0.25, then it's like I can move it around a little bit more flexible. And
Oh,
if you
yeah,
go
yeah.
even lower, it'll be more flexible, so you can move it where you want to. Um,
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah, so it defaults to
Yeah,
point
I
five
think that fixed the
millimeters.
problem.
Yeah, and that should allow you to put that in.
Okay.
And edge cuts basically means where the PCB will be cut. So when they manufacture it, like the size of the PCB, and then like any mounting holes that you have. And
Mm-hmm.
then if you want something like custom, like you can add a little rectangle here. If I did that, wait, sorry, this is in silk screen. But if I did like an edge cut and here, and I had like some wires going out through the middle of this PCB, if I do something like this, I can like view this again, um, and it should have a hole in the middle of the PCB.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So depending on like how you're like kind of laying out your PCB, you can
Hmm.
change those different things and make it as custom as you want. Um,
Okay.
yeah. So okay, so once you have the mounting holes and your rectangle, then we'll go to the silk screen. So you just press
Mm.
silk screen layer, um,
Okay.
and then you can add different things. So you can add a image or like text. So we'll just do text. You can put in your name, right? Um, and you just press OK, and then you can just place it down wherever you want, and that should
Oh,
work.
okay.
So once you have that down, you just want to save it. Control S. Um, that'll automatically save.
Hmm.
And you
Yeah,
can
okay.
view, so basically your PCB is like pretty much done now. So you can go to view, and just to get like a 3D view, you can press this 3D viewer inside of view, and you should be able to see your PCB.
Okay. Oh, I think I messed my battery up a little. There's like a cover around it.
Um, can I see
Like
what
the
you're,
pins are there, but yeah. Is
you can try screen
there a way to
share?
share my screen?
Yeah.
Share your screen. Um, wait, hold on. Just tell me to do something on my setting.
Oh wait, you know what? It might also be that you have to do a design rules check. So this is also a big thing in PCB design. So once you have your PCB designed, there's a right next
Hmm.
to the update PCB from schematic
Yeah.
button, there's a design rules check. So this is similar to like an electrical rules check, but now it's for design. So it will check like your traces and like different basically you can edit the rules that you're looking for, and this is what it checks when it's going through them. So you just do a run DRC. That should come up as 0 errors and 0 warnings, and then you can close this.
Okay. Yeah, it goes 00 pops up. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe try doing view after that.
Okay. No, it's still covered. Let me try to share my screen real quick.
Yeah. Basically, once you do that design rules check, you're pretty much good, usually.
Okay, it's loading. It's saying screen share, select something to stream, and have your friends grab a seat. But it's like loading below it.
Okay, okay. Let me stop streaming mine, maybe. I'm gonna end the recording now, so that
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
we're basically done. Yeah.